This has been a really fucked up night.
We have an update on our breaking news. A 22-year-old St. Louis City police officer was shot and killed tonight on the city's north side.
St. Louis Police Chief Joe Mokwa, here he is from Barnes Hospital.
We have a 22-year-old officer who has served the department for 1 year, who's been shot in the line of duty, and he has expired. And his family is here. We have officers trying to console the family. All I can tell you at this point was that the officer was in an alley in the 1600 block of Semple. He got on the radio, said there had been shots fired. It appears as though he was engaged in some police activity. We don't know all the details at this point. And he was shot in the chest. He was wearing body armor. And apparently the wound, or the bullet, went through the side of his vest. We're not even sure because I haven't really had the opportunity to look at all this. All I can tell you is we have a 22-year-old young man who's been killed in the line of duty. We will release his name as soon as we are sure that all his family members are aware of what's transpired. And we have a search on for suspects. We think one suspect may be shot. And our hearts go out to the family, and we're all devastated, and we're doing our best.
See, we had heard the initial report was that he had been shot multiple times.
And to be honest with you, he had such catastrophic injuries, and the life-saving efforts that the hospital made were so devastating that I don't know the extent of his wounds at this point.
I noticed police seemed to be bringing his family members into the hospital so they could be here as they tried to save his life at the end.
Yeah, we have his mother and aunt and his sister. There's many family members here, but there are also family members that we haven't been in touch with. The family was praying that he would survive and that they didn't want to frighten everybody yet, but now it's time for notifications.
Was he brought here by squad car? Do we know that?
I believe he was.
Is there, are they normally in partners, or was he alone?
He was alone.
One man. Just again, what's it like to lose one of your own tonight?
It's devastating. It's emotional, and you have to think of the family, and you lose one, and it impacts everybody.
Mr. Mayor.
A heartbreaking night for St. Louis Police Chief Joe Mokwa as he announced one of his own shot and killed in the line of duty tonight, a 22-year-old officer who'd been on the force for less than a year. Fox 2's Teresa Woodard is on the scene right now.
Yeah, let's go to her and get an update from the scene of the shooting, Teresa.
Well, just a few minutes ago, several police officers from this 7th district started walking back towards us from where you can see all the activity going on behind us. They all had grim looks on their face, and of course now we're hearing the word from Chief Mokwa. It sounds as if they must have just gotten the news when they started to leave the scene here. Here's what's going on at the scene. About 9:45 tonight, we're hearing that a 22-year-old officer, as Chief Mokwa said, was somehow involved in some sort of police activity. Sources are telling Fox 2 it was some kind of a foot pursuit, and now a massive search is now underway. We were hearing earlier that it was a young black man who was last seen right here at the corner of Semple and Martin Luther King that they were looking for. Now, though, we're hearing there could be multiple suspects on the run tonight, possibly as many as 3 people that they are looking for. Just a little while ago, they brought in portable lights. They set them up just beyond the scene here. Certainly, they plan to go all night trying to find out the details and figure out exactly what has happened out here. But again, just to recap, a 22-year-old officer, a member of the 7th District, just a member of the force for 1 year, shot and killed in the line of duty. Of course, the police department here will continue the search. When they lose one of their own, they certainly will not stop until they find whoever has done this. Reporting live in North City, Teresa Woodard, Fox 2 News.
All right. Thank you, Teresa. And, of course, the chief describing the injuries as catastrophic, said he had his vest on, but the bullet must have gone around the side.
We're going to go now live to Fox 2. Sean Conroy is outside Barnes Hospital, and you were there as the chief delivered the grim news, Sean.
Yeah, and just moments before, Mandy, he delivered it to all his officers that were here on the scene. He brought them underneath the canopy where the ambulances arrived and told dozens of members who had gathered here that their colleague had passed. Obviously, you can understand a lot of long faces, a lot of tears walked out from underneath that canopy. The chief delivering the unfortunate news. 22-year-old officer shot tonight in an alley behind Semple Street is what we mentioned. Obviously, the mother, some aunt, other relatives brought here, either a mother or an aunt, we're not sure at this point, had to be carried in to Barnes Jewish Hospital by other officers. A very somber scene, as you can imagine, here at the hospital. As Chief Moqua mentioned, he didn't know the extent of these injuries because there were so many injuries at this point that he didn't even know how many times this officer had been shot. But as we arrived here shortly after, a squad car actually brought this officer here. We were informed by a police spokesperson, as we told you earlier, that at that time, quote, it didn't look good. Obviously, the news doesn't get any better from this point. An officer killed on this city's north side, and now the police department gathering here, leaning on each other. It's always tough to lose a colleague, especially in the line of duty. Back to you guys.
All right, Sean, thank you. And again, the St. Louis City Police Department not releasing this officer's name at this point because there are still family members who may not have been notified at this point.
Yeah, they said family members were on the scene at the hospital, but that there were still others they were worried about that did not know, and they hadn't contacted everyone, praying and hoping that this young man would survive, and that was not the case.
And this police officer shot in the chest. The officer was wearing body armor, but somehow he was wounded through the side around the body armor. So we will continue to follow this story and, of course, have the very latest information tomorrow morning on Fox 2 News. Our crews will be following this throughout the night as a massive search is underway for these suspects, whoever shot this young police officer. The very latest tomorrow morning.
Good night.
In this city, anytime a police officer or a firefighter dies in the line of duty, it's a big thing. It hits everybody. "22 years old. Where's God tonight?" Okay, so honestly don't know what day it is. I guess it's Thursday. August 16th. I've been up all night, all day, so doesn't even feel right to me. I gotta go get some food, man. I don't have anything here to eat. Been eating like barbecue Fritos, and then it just ain't working. Need some soda too. I ended up staying up all night because city cop got killed last night. That's always a thing in this city that turns everything upside down, you know, for everybody close to the police department or close to the fire department. It's been a rough day for everybody. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.